Hi, I'm Brook from DairySmart. Today I'm going to show you how to inoculate a plate through our DairySmart system. So it's very important, if we can't inoculate straight from the cow, it's to go into a fridge or a chili bin, because the bacteria with that temperature of coliforms will double every 20 minutes. So it's very important to either get this on the plate straight away or put it straight into the fridge from sampling. So once we've got our milk sample, here are our plates that arrive in a plastic bag. We open our plate up, understanding we need to see our sticker facing up the whole time. So as we open our plates, we remove as many as we need. So we're taking one sample today. We're going to close back up that and put it back in the sealed plastic bag. The reason why we do that is because if we put them in the fridge, back in the fridge, they will possibly dehydrate. So we're keeping the plates in a sterile environment inside that plastic bag.
Talk about that.
Very important when we take the plate out of the packet that we leave it upside down. So that's the lid face side down. These plates have got a special bit of saline moisture. Bacteria needs moisture to grow. So if we turn it up too far over, the moisture would drain down into our media and distort the view. So very important to always deal with your plates in an upside down position. Now at the stage here we need to inoculate our plate. I'm just going to show you on the number here. So this particular number is quite a good one to look at. So it's 169. If that wasn't underlined, if we turn that around, it becomes a 691. So very important to make sure we're very clear on the visual identification and always underline that number so there's no confusion. From there, we obviously need to label our plate. So we're going to pick our plate up, and just on the top edge, we're going to put our number 169 and underline it. So then we know that that's there. Once we've now labelled our plate, we're about to inoculate our milk. So just a couple of turns to mix the milk up will help. We're unscrewing the lid. One of our pipettes, which is a measured micro loop. We're picking up our plate. Release the loop and evenly spread it down the plate. One loop for each quadrant. As soon as we're finished, we put it directly back on the lid. It's always a good idea to keep these samples, pop them in the fridge, because if there's any secondary testing or resistance testing to be done, that is the sample we need to do it. Always dispose of your consumables in a hygiene manner. Once we're finished inoculating the plate now, as we're wanting to control the environment with the moisture in that plate, we're going to put in one of the sealed plastic bags provided. Flip up, and now we pipe it into the incubator. The incubator is preset at 37.6 degrees, sealed plastic bag in the incubator. Now that will incubate for 24 hours. Just on that note, it's very important to understand it does need the full 24 hours in the incubator. If we're seeing no growth on that, re-incubate for a further 24 hours. So at 48 hours you can send another image through, as some bacteria take 36 to 48 hours to grow. Always be hygienic. Before we get any plates out, make sure we're clean. Before we take the plate out, and obviously when we've finished handling the plate, we would do the same thing. Wash hands, dry and sanitize. Here we are again, 24 hours later. Now we've got our plate to put through the Jupiter device to take the image. We're just going to take it out of the plastic bag. Remember, we're going to keep it upside down. Place your plastic bag, because this will go back in for another 24 hours thereafter. I'll just show you here. So this is the plate imaging device called Jupiter. A big part of the farm side real-time diagnosis. When you sign up with DairySmart subscription, you'll receive one of these and your incubator, and the first 10 plates in a system to get you going. Very important, that live capture. As you can see, scrolled up, it's logged in now. So we have 2 blues, so we've got an in-season test and an end-of-season test. So our multimedia quad plate for the guys on farm is using in-season. So we'll just hit our in-season. We know that sample there comes from front left. So either way, you could do, pick your choice. This particular one's front left. We're going to continue. We've hit day 1 because we're 24 hours into it. Our care ID, we just double check, we're at 169. Continue. As you can see, it's a live display for orientation. We then put our plate in, following the correct identification on the screen. As you noticed before, I entered the credentials into the Jupiter device before we put the plate in. The reason behind that is that if in the dairy shed, maybe 10, 15 degrees or even colder than that in some places, our plate has just come out of the incubator at 37 degrees. So that's quite warm. The humidity change, if we leave that in there for an extended period of time, can fog the camera up. So now we've set up the credentials here. It'll come up to the screen once the orientation is correct. It's just a little footnote, ensure the orientation is correct. We close the drawer and we capture the image. So as we speak, we're ready for the next sample to upload. So on the device you can see next sample done. So you can put 5, 10, 20 through by putting next sample. If you've finished your session, we push done. What that does is notifies our system that you're finished reviewing the plates through the Jupiter and you're expecting a result within the next 15 minutes to an hour. When we're finished, you can shut down, turn off at the back of the machine, and then we're ready to go for next time. So now it's uploaded, it goes to our machine learning AI algorithm for preliminary diagnosis, then reviewed by a specialist before it's sent to your farm. It'll come extracted in a CSV file, whether you have 1, 20 or 100 of those, will be emailed to you directly once it's been diagnosed. Each Jupiter device with our system comes along with an app that you can open up, check your own environment per cow and manipulate to see the data you required. That is also sent straight to your vet. Part of that is bringing that relationship together so the vet keeps in touch with what we're doing on farm and gives us critical advice when we need it. One footnote on this is understanding that we aren't the vets. Your vet is your vet, and we are providing diagnostic information to help your vet prescribe and look after your animals. So that way, either your vet, he or she, will get the same notification in real time so they can help with proper diagnosis and prescription. And by using the app, obviously, if your vet's logged in to the same, they get it at the same time you do. So it's very important, real-time information. The vet can be anywhere doing something else, but he knows what's happening on farm, so he can help and intervene if required. It's really important to understand that we're the suppliers of diagnostic information and results for you and your vet. And your vet will give you appropriate treatment recommendations from the results given to them.